Well, good morning, everyone. This is Jennifer Sanchez. You are watching us live in our Wise Morning Coffee Chat show. So, I'm your founder of the Women's Institute of Self Development and Efficacy. I feel pretty good today. I think I have energy. I think there's energy here today. Uh, and we talk all about relevant topics pertaining women, whether it's celebrity gossip, whether it's inspirational, conversational, motivational. We talk about it here. So that's who I am. And I know everyone likes to say I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I have 3 kids, I have a dog. So yeah, that's who I am. Liza, can you introduce yourself to the viewers?
Sure. So my name is Liza, and I am a mom, soon to be a wife, grandma. But I'm also the founder of Simply Destiny, a not-for-profit organization that promotes mental health awareness. And I am also today first-year teacher. Woo!
Yeah, so if you guys have been watching, Liza, when we didn't go on live last week, but the weekend prior, we were talking about how you were going to start teaching. You were nervous. Today's the first day you're going to have kids, right? Today's
Yes, today is first day back for CPS.
Nice. So Chicago Public School System is getting their kids back in. So we're going to be talking a little bit about some different topics and we're excited about. So first and foremost, we have to go into our famous coffee time, which I know you don't do coffee in the morning, right? You do just water.
Ta-da! See, water. Be like Vanna White.
Yeah, Vanna White. Nice. Nice water. What kind of
Yes, I
water?
am still sticking to my water.
Yeah.
Got to do that water.
Yeah, water is essential. It's good to drink water in the morning. So we know that Liza, she's really strict on water in the morning. So we give her a pass to not have coffee on this show.
Well, they say you're supposed to have 20 ounces in within like the first hour that you wake up. And I'm like, that's essentially a water bottle. So there's
Mhm.
times where I'm slamming the water bottle just to kind of, really push the water. But it gets hectic because sometimes I forget. And so I've been carrying around this big jug, but it's not the easiest thing to like put in your car. So it's like usually on the floor and then I forget about it. And then I'm like, oh wait, I gotta drink my water. So I gotta make sure I drink it in the morning.
Yeah, I remember I had this awesome big water bottle years ago and I loved it. It was like perfect to carry around. It was like the sucking kind. Like, I don't know, it had the little thing. And I put it down and someone stole it. Someone stole my water bottle. Like,
Well, because for my graduation, my friend made me a cup with my name on it, but it's more like one of those insulated cups, and so it's kind of bulky, same thing. And I'm like, I need a big jug that like I can really like. I don't know, they're just so awkward to walk around with, but it is.
mm, I could see. So I use the hydro jug, and you've seen me post the
Yeah.
hydro jug. It's like, and actually, another woman in this community, is the one that introduced me to the product, and since then I've been hooked. And they have like, it's like a purse, like you can carry it around you, like if you buy the strap, so you walk around with this purse. And I was always like, why would I need this? Like, why do I need the straps? And then when I went hiking though, when I know you went
Yeah.
hiking recently, when I went hiking though, at Yosemite Park in California, I was dying. I was like, oh, this is where this jug would come in handy to carry. It was definitely now I see why they have that strap.
You know what? I have not seen the ones with the strap, but maybe that's what I need because I wear the those crossbody purses for the same reason because I can put it over me and essentially have my hands free. So maybe that's what I need because a lot of times that's my biggest thing is I put it down and I forget about it. So I'm like, I gotta go back and find my water bottle.
Yep, yep. You don't want to put it in that wrong spot. Someone gonna steal that pretty water bottle of yours.
Then I really
And
be mad.
that's and then those water bottles, at least the one that I know, like I usually they're like 20, $25. That's not, it's a nice priced water bottle. It's not your typical water bottles.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
Yeah, so let's definitely talk about that. And then for those that are watching, we have our sponsor, Cafe Ama Love. They are a coffee from Puerto Rico, and I love the community. I love the women that are pushing the brand. Their goal is to help women and children learn about financial literacy and business, startup, and entrepreneur stuff. So through the purchases of Cafe Ama Love, you get 20% off if you use our code WISE. And of course, the money goes to the programs out in Puerto Rico. So make sure you guys check them out when you have an opportunity. I just got bitten up alive by mosquitoes this weekend. So if you guys see me like kind of leaning over like this, I'm scratching my foot because I'm just kind of like, man, these mosquitoes were vicious. I don't know if you've gone out lately, but I don't know. Is there something going on right now in the air over
No,
here?
it is. Went to a party a couple weeks ago. Same thing. We got bitten up, and we came home. And the next day, I was doing the same thing. I was like, "What the heck? Why am I itching so bad?" Like it was horrible.
Yeah, yeah. I can't. I have a funny story, but it's not for today about bug bites. I'm not gonna put my daughters out there like that. But definitely, let's go into our first topic because we're gonna be on to 7:35 this morning. So wellness. So I'll let you, Liza, kick off just why we started the topic, like why we chose. Let's talk about wellness. And if you guys are jumping on, let us know what you're drinking, where you're at. Why did we want to talk about wellness today, Liza?
Well, I think wellness is like rounded. So, like a lot of people, I feel like think wellness is physical wellness, and wellness can be a matter of things like, and for those of you guys that don't know, September is also Suicide Awareness Month. So, wellness is like your mental health too, because there's so many times that we get so overwhelmed with things that are going on in everyday life. Like, I mean, it could be this past week. I can honestly say I pushed it to my limits like all week. I was so exhausted. Funny story, what I was here Thursday night and I was so tired from this whole week. And I bought a printer because the printer at the school was broken. And I needed to print some stuff, and I was putting it together. And normally these things don't challenge me. I set up the printer, it's whatever. But I was so exhausted that I could not function the printer. I literally like threw myself on the bed, and Ernie's like, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "I'm just so tired." And I like just fell out because I was pushing myself, to accomplish all these things. And I think a lot of times we forget that. Like we forget to put ourselves first too. We need rest. We need, you know, the right stuff to be our nutrition for our energy, all those things. And I think a lot of times people just forget that. And especially us as women, we do forget that because we're mom, we're coach, we're taxi driver, we're all these things. And it's like we tend to forget that we need to be a priority too, because if our wellness is not good, then essentially we're of no use to anybody. So we're in a bad mood or whatever. So wellness is super important, I think.
Yeah, no, we're big believers on that. And I see that Jennifer's here. So she said, good morning. She's already down 50 ounces of water. Wow. That's
Oh, I gotta
awesome,
play catch up
Jennifer.
now.
Yeah, Jennifer, she's a recent graduate of our last cohort that finished. And she's out in Texas. So super awesome to have her part of our community. So I'm a big believer in health and wellness, just like, and that's something I think that we're big on. We promote in the community. We've had stress management. We believe that boundaries is like also part of your health, your wellness. Something that I've been, so right now, for those that know, I'm in a master's program and we're talking about wellness. Actually, like this whole classes I'm taking is all about wellness and coaching around wellness. And one of the biggest things that I thought was really interesting was the whole idea that it's about totality, right? About peace. And there's this word, and it is Christian and worldview perspective, is called shalom, right? You ask for the God of shalom, right? To fill you with peace. But when you really look at the word shalom, people say shalom just means peace. But when you really look at it in the context of the translation of shalom, it means totality. So you're looking for wellness all over, like head, toe, mind, spirit. So I love this topic, Liza, that you want to talk about, because I thought to myself, women don't understand that wellness is all, everything. And the reality is there's no such thing as perfect balance, but right, like I think when people think of balance, Liza, they're thinking of like, let me juggle all these balls and everything's gonna be in perfect alignment with the universe and the sun and the moon and the stars. Like, no, this is not an R&B song. The reality is, right, balance is more about how you feel inside, right? Like what is going on internally, because if you're not balanced internally, if you're not feeling good about yourself, other areas are gonna see
Yeah.
or show that it's gonna be reflective. There's like, I'm amazed by wellness, how much theories are around wellness at this point. So I'm kind of like, dang, we need to talk about wellness for real.
I think like overall, like when I think of wellness, it's exactly what you just said. Like if 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 I think, oh, I'm doing great because I'm doing 900 things at once, that's one thing. But if I'm not good inside, then half of what I'm doing is probably like I'm just struggling to get through the motions. It's not even like I'm out here, doing the best version of that, because if I were like better on the inside, if I was at peace, spiritually, physically, mentally, everything, then that's going to reflect in what I'm doing. But if I'm just out
Yeah.
here trying to do 900 things at once, you're going to get what you're going to get.
Yeah. Yup. Let's show Nancy's comment here. She said, "Good morning, lovely ladies. I'll be drinking cold brew coffee. Yum. I actually had pumpkin cold brew yesterday. I know it's not,
I
it's
was
still
going to say, you
summer.
pumpkin girls, go away, go away. It's not pumpkin
uh,
season yet.
I know. I still, we still had a sangria in the evening, but I'm just saying, like, I did have the pumpkin on my way to work, work, work. LOL. I'm assuming she's saying it like Rihanna's. I picture Rihanna's song, work,
Right.
work, 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 work. So I'm excited. Thank you, Nancy, for sharing that you're on with us. Yeah, I had the pumpkin, guys. I had the pumpkin cold brew yesterday at Starbucks. I'm not gonna lie. I did that. I think I'm jumping on this pumpkin bandwagon early. Like, pumpkin's so good. Like, I'm a
I don't know.
pumpkin pie
Like,
person.
I don't know.
Oh my God. Have you had their pumpkin muffins at Starbucks with the cheese inside of them? They only come out
No,
this season.
I have
I'm
not tried them.
terrible. I'm so terrible. I hope none of my Biggest Loser. I know you're in Biggest Loser, but everyone else that keeps me accountable, like, don't listen. Don't listen to what I'm
Hey, I'm gonna
eating.
give her a Starbucks card, throw her off track.
Oh man, I was so bad this weekend. I'm not gonna lie, I was bad.
You
But
know
it's
what?
okay.
That's another thing too. That's part of wellness when you think about it. Because honestly, I was horrible this weekend too, and I was like, "Oh my god! Like, how is it that during the week I can do so good, and then come Saturday and Sunday, I'm like all over the place. I'm just
Yeah,
eating
that's
whatever."
temptation. Like, we watched Cruella, the new
Yeah,
movie on Disney. Oh, that's such a
yeah,
good
that was a good
movie.
movie.
I was like, whoa, this has some twists and turns. And I used to love 101 Dalmatians when I was a kid. So that was a good movie.
We went
So
to
I was
go
eating.
see Candyman this weekend. Not, I
Oh,
would not
yo,
recommend. I would not
was it,
recommend the movie.
it was trash?
It was trash.
Oh,
I
oh,
just they try to put kind of like a spin on it, and I just really did not. Ernie was the one that wanted to go, so I just went for moral support. But he ended up falling asleep, and I'm like, really? You're gonna drag me to the movies and you fall asleep?
yeah, Candyman. That one scared me when I was a kid. I remember that with Michelle Pfeiffer was in the first one, right? The original one, was it
I
Michelle
don't
Pfeiffer?
even. I don't honestly remember. But that's the thing. That's why I didn't want to go, because I don't not a fan of scary movies.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
just
not a.
it.
Yeah, no, me too. I'm not a fan of scary movies, but because I used to watch them and I used to get scared as heck as a little girl, like, don't look at the mirror, don't look at the toilet,
Yeah.
something's gonna come out of the toilet and grab you. Like, I used to think like that. So let's go. This is perfect. We're gonna segue into fear and the inner critic, because obviously, like, somehow we got into, I thought Cruella was gonna, it had a small sinister undertone to it, but it wasn't like diabolical, because I was a
Yeah.
little bit like, oh my God, maybe this is going to be totally like not what I want my daughters to see. But it was really cute, very creative.
Yes.
So
Very
I
creative.
I was like amazed with this fashion stuff. I was like, holy moly, I should get in the fashion industry, but I'm not gonna. I'm just saying, like, you were so inspired by what you saw. Um, so fear and the inner critic. So I know, Liza, you're big on talking about the imposter syndrome. So we wanted to do a little spin to our conversation today, and just talk about the inner critic in itself. So tell us why we were going to talk about this. How this got inspired this week.
Well, so I had a conversation with a friend of mine this weekend, and I was talking to her about the imposter syndrome. And she goes, "What is that?" And I'm like, "You don't know what that is?" And we're talking. And as soon as I said or like explained it the way I did, she was like, "Oh, I do that all the time." So I think a lot, there's not really a name on it, so to speak, for some of us. But I guess the thing is always, that's part of wellness too, like always listening to that inner critic, like there's times where this past week I'm now going to be teaching dual language classroom, and there's all these women that are experienced teachers, and they just sound like they know what they're talking about. And then most of the staff is Hispanic, and it was just kind of like, for me, that I was raised in an English speaking home, it kind of like left me thinking, like my wheels started to spin, like, am I good enough? Am I doing the right thing? And I think at times that just becomes so overwhelming, because that voice doesn't shut off.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the inner critic, and I've had workshops on this before in the past in my women's community, where I know that my coach has presented to me as a protector, right? And for some people, that might be like, no, that's not a protector. Actually, it's the opposite. But they say that, in cognitive psychology, that it's like the thing that protects you from, your body doesn't know the difference if you're about to jump off a cliff, because you're feeling fear, like you, Liza, you're the language. You're kind of like, man, I'm intimidated. This güerita speaks better Spanish than I do, right? Like, um, and you're sitting there intimidated, and that inner critic's like, yeah, you should back out, you should run away, because it doesn't know that you're just fearful of the language, not necessarily your body's thinking you're about to jump off a cliff. So that's why it comes up. So that's how I was presented, understanding that it's really more of someone that's trying to protect you from harm, which is normal. We were created for survival with this mechanism. But I know that fear stands for false evidence appearing real. Sorry, I got my textbook right here, y'all. So I'm literally reading on wellness coaching. I'm not joking. So it's in line with our topic today. That's why I'm like, let's talk about it too. I don't know. What are your thoughts, Liza?
I feel like, you know, even with how you just set it out, the FEAR, same thing. Like, it does appear real. Like when I saw, we were at the back to school bash, and we're meeting the kids and whatever, and the third grade teacher comes over, and she, like I said, she's a güerita, and she's speaking literally like perfect Spanish, and I'm sitting there like, so then I'm like watching my words, because I'm like, damn, did I say that right? Did that come out the way I wanted it to come out? Like, it's that fear of like, am I failing almost, so then that just really played with my head, I think, on Wednesday, because I was really like, damn, am I doing the right thing? I have all these, like you said, I have all these kids under my control. Like, I want to be the best teacher for them. So then that all that stuff just starts coming through.
Yeah, you're not the only one. I think we've all experienced it. And Gemilette, she said, "Good morning, ladies." She's on with us. And for our viewers, I'm pretty sure they can relate that. They've all experienced what you experience, not necessarily exactly in the a sense of, maybe not for school, but they felt fear in other endeavors, new projects, new things that they're doing. We have another person that just jumped on with us. Hey, Jackie, how are you? She wrote, good morning, right? So every time we do something completely new, our internal strongman or our inner critic, right? Like some people call it, or gremlin, or however people like to identify it, it comes up and it's like, hey, this is scary, retreat, run away, like you're about to throw yourself off a cliff. But we have to push through those feelings as hard as it is. It's not an easy thing. I think we've all had that experience. So if you guys are watching, share with us anything that you want to share with us about this inner critic, because we're all ears. But yeah, we've experienced it. Just identify it, know when you're feeling it, tell it, hey, I'm not jumping off a cliff, let's keep it moving, right?
But see, even that, because I saw something the other day, and it was, I wish I would have saved it, but it said something like, whenever, whatever it is you're feeling, to name your feelings as part of like even your inner child. And it makes you
Mm,
really think, because a lot of times when we are feeling something, it's uncomfortable, it's new. So we're kind of like, what is that? What is that that I'm feeling? And I think a lot of times we don't put names on it. We're just like, oh, I'm overthinking it or whatever.
yeah.
And maybe we are overthinking it, but we're really not acknowledging or naming that feeling and how we feel. So I think a lot of times that's where I get stuck, because I feel a lot of times like, man, what is this that I'm feeling? This to me, a lot of times I always put failure on it, because I kind of feel like that's a catch-all, because I feel like I'm worried about failing. But what does
Yeah.
that actually feel like? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good point. And I'm sure a lot of women can resonate with even what you're saying right now, right? Like the fear of failure. We have Ellie joining us. God, good morning. I love that. God morning, amazing women. I'm gonna say God morning. I love that. Good God morning. Hello, Ellie. And then we have Jackie. She wrote, everything you ever want is on the other side of fear. I can't remember who said this, but my mentor shared it with me. And I think it's so true. I agree. It is because it's scary, right? So, and I know Jackie, she's big on like just let's pass this fear and get what we want, right? So that's good. A good tip to share with the listeners and the viewers this morning. I appreciate it. Um, and of course, right, that's why we're talking about this. We are going to go into real quick. I'm just going to share we do have Retreat 2021 coming up next month. We're already ending August. Oh my God. So, our retreat, literally wellness, it's full of wellness activities, a lot of great women. So if you guys are struggling with that inner critic, need time to retreat, if you're a leader, and we have all had this, right? We need to regroup. We need to, like, as leaders, sometimes we need to get poured into, because if I don't get my cup filled, I can't pour into anybody else's cup. So I'm a big believer. I need to find women to surround me, someone to pour into me, because then sometimes there's real burnout. And if we're not balanced, like we were talking about earlier, Liza, the balance part of our mind, our body, our spirit, we're all over the place. What's a retreat, right? A retreat is, let's fall back, let's get back into ourselves, let's refocus, let's journal, let's relax on this beach. Well, I do add some exercising in there, but it won't be intense this year. I promise this year will not be intense. I know last year, Liza's laughing because I kicked their butt last year.
Oh my
Um,
God. But you know
Liza,
what? Same thing though. A lot of times we get so used to being like where we're at, because we feel like this is normal. I'm supposed to feel this way, that we're really not out there challenging ourselves either. Because you challenged me. But honestly, I think that was last year was like my push start on my health journey, because then I felt, oh my God, I'm so out of shape. This is ridiculous.
Liza, I swear you were gonna kill me because looked at your eyes one. I don't know what we did, and I was like trying to encourage you, and you were like, "Shut up, Jennifer! Don't look at me." I was like,
That was,
"Whoa!"
you made me like literally run to the top of a mountain, and I literally honestly felt like I was gonna throw up. And I was like, okay, this is not good. Like, I should not feel this way.
Yeah, my crazy butt made women run up hills and mountains, and it was hard even for me. I was like, "Whew, all right, like why did I make these women do this if I'm going
Oh
up
my
myself?"
God.
And I'm like, so it was a sand hill, and it was pretty high up. What would you say, maybe 30 feet up, 20
Yeah.
feet up? It felt pretty high. So
But
we're
once you
all
got there, you felt that sense of accomplishment, like, okay, I did it. But like you said, getting halfway, I was like, no, she did not make me just climb this freaking hill in sand with gym shoes and a hoodie, and I'm sweating to death. I can't breathe. But it really just makes you, like you said, when you go to a retreat, it's to reflect and to, you know, bring everything back together. And that really, for me, was like, dang, I need to get my health back. This is horrible.
Mm. Yeah, and that retreat was designed for that. Like so I was a coach and I used to do water polo coaching and swim coaching, and I've always been athletic, and I've always did some type of sporting event. So a lot of people might not know that about me. So when I had that, like, the the what's it called, the horn or whatever, I was going gung ho on
Yeah.
that. Like, I felt like I was back in the element of like coaching my
I was like,
kids,
somebody take
coaching
that
a
dang
swim
horn out
team.
of her
I,
hand, please.
yeah, I was like, come on, like that was like, I missed that time in my life when I used to do that with kids. So I pushed the women, but it was purposeful to get you guys thinking, oh, if I could do this, I could do something else, right?
Yeah.
That helps us, it motivates us. This year is totally more about, hey, 2020 sucked. 2020, there was a lot of loss, right? Whether it's your freedom, whether it's a business, whether it was a family member, whether it was a relationship. Let's deal with these grieving feelings, which, you talk a lot about grief, Liza. You can grieve a loss that's not a person. It could be
Yeah.
a thing, a relationship. So like really feeling like, okay, did I really lose something 2020, 2021? And then go into, okay, let's move into our wins and let's celebrate ourselves. So I go by the Holy Spirit. I get led by God however he wants me to conduct these retreats. I change them every year, purposeful for whatever the community needs at that moment. And sometimes I'm like, really, God, you want me to do this? So that's kind of how I get led when I do retreats. For anyone that's curious how I chose the topic, I do get led by the Holy Spirit. So, um, and then of course, let's wrap up wedding season. We're gonna wrap up with a fun conversation. Liza's getting married uh, in 2 months, right? 2 months? Is
Yeah.
it already two
It's
months? In
almost
November,
2 months.
right?
November
November
12th.
12th, right? Okay. So for those ladies that are already married that had weddings, I saw you post something up. You said, "What do I need?" Right? Like,
Well, because
what?
I went to a wedding on Saturday and I was literally like looking around the room, like, is there something that I'm missing that I haven't thought about? And I forgot about the like champagne cups, things like that. And so I was like making myself a list. But I don't want to get caught up in all the little, like, for one, I'm not a big person to like put everything on display and you know what I'm saying, like all the trinkets that you have. So I'm thinking to myself, like, what do I really need that's like a must have? And the biggest thing I've seen so far is the photography, which I don't think I have lined up yet. I
We
mean,
better get someone.
I think I do, but like I haven't really sat down to do a lot of this stuff because I'm gonna be honest, everybody's like, what were you waiting for? Like you're running out of time. And I was like, I honestly think I was waiting for them to start shutting stuff down. And so I was kind of like not
Mm,
really being proactive about it. And then now it's like 2 months away and I'm like, shoot, I better start doing some things. So
yeah,
I don't know. I just wanted to know like what are the must haves that like your wedding was not complete without. So that
yeah,
was
yeah.
my big thing.
Yeah, no, for sure. So me, I didn't have an actual wedding. I just got married in the court. Um, But my sister, when she had her wedding, she was a bridezilla. She was a bridezilla. She'll admit it when with her ex-husband. And I was the gatekeeper. Like, she was like, I don't want to deal with any of this. You deal with it all. I was like, dang, really? So I ended up managing everything, the photographer. I was the go to person. Like, I was running an event. I was the bridesmaid, but at the end of the day, like, she didn't want to deal with nothing. She just wanted to enjoy her party and have fun, which is understandable. I was like, oh, you need this. Oh, let's go get this. Oh, let's go do that. That's what I was. I was that person. So I would say designate someone to do that so that everyone you can say, hey, you need something, go to her. Don't go to me. And I
Well,
think I
my
told you
brother's
that.
already volunteered for that. So Marty's going to be in charge of like anything else.
Good.
So he's been my go-to person. So I'm like, okay. But at the same time, it's kind of like you said, almost that bridezilla. Like I want to make sure that I have everything that I need. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't anything that I really was missing.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, if you're commenting through Facebook group, make sure that you click on that link that I shared so we could see your name. So he see someone here saying buenos dias. Um, Not sure who you are. Maybe just write your name next to your comment. And then we have celebrate your wedding, Liza. Mary said, I agree. Celebrate that wedding. I think video is extremely important. It's so awesome to go back and watch your video and see those moments in action. I agree. That's got to be a lot of that's a good thing to have. Actual wedding, I just got married and we even watched it sometimes like during our anniversary and laughed. That is so cool. Yeah. I think that's a great idea. I think definitely photography or videography.
See, I
Something.
didn't have video. I wasn't worried about video, but I've had a few people mention it. So now I'm kind of like, maybe I need to add that as an option.
Yeah, videography might be that would be nice because then you could rewatch it. Maybe those times that you want to like you're in the heated moment of marriage and you're like, let me rewatch my video to relive why I got married, right?
I
Like so
told Ernie on Saturday, or no, yesterday, we're in the bathroom and I'm brushing my teeth and he comes in and he's always trying to push me out of the bathroom. We have a small bathroom. And I was like, you're not making, because he was trying to brush his teeth next to me. And I was like, you're not making marriage look very appealing right now. And he goes, yeah, now you're stuck with me.
yeah, those kooks, everyone has their thing and you kind of got to live with it like, "Oh, this is how you really are," right? Like,
Yeah. I
yeah.
was like, "Yeah, don't worry about that."
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Tamika, worry about video. I love it more than photos. There you go. That's what
And I
Tamika.
definitely need to look into that because that's not something I had on my list.
Yeah, yeah. And Tamika said photos are good, but video is a must. See, there we go. So that
Okay.
will help you with everything that you're planning. So I know do people still follow the something blue, something borrowed, something.
Well, I was thinking about that this weekend. Somebody asked me, they were like, are you religious? Are you having a religious ceremony? And I was like, no, not really. And they were like, oh, are you going to do the something borrowed, something blue? And I had been thinking about that because my mom, when she passed, had this ring or a pendant with like a blue stone for her birthstone. So I really think that that's something that I want to make sure that I have is my mom's, jewelry with me since she's not here.
Oh, that's nice. Something blue. So you got that. So you need something borrowed. I say why not do it. I mean, it's something that it's cute. I don't know what the saying is. It's like four things. Who knows
It's
this
something
tradition?
borrowed, something blue. Um, Shoot, I can't remember the other one either.
I don't know. If someone knows, write it there. What's the thing?
Oh, there it
Something
is.
old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. Oh, old, new, borrowed, new. Okay, gotcha. Old, new, borrowed, and blue. There you go. That is the ingredients needed.
Yeah. So those are things that I'm thinking about, but I haven't really I'm supposed to sit down with my brother this week and kind of go over. I
Tamika.
can't. I can't.
I
Um,
know.
Sit with my brother this week and try and go over all of that so I can figure out what I want, exactly how I want it. But yeah, my friends were here because my two bridesmaids were out dress shopping this weekend. So we were, talking about all the stuff and making sure that we have everything. And that's when it really was like, man, am I missing something? Is there something that I really should have? And I didn't have video on there, so that's something I'm gonna have to think about. But
Mm.
this tally is adding up very quickly.
Yeah, gym shoes, like you remember what's the movie? A Father of the Bride? She had some cute gym shoes in the movie and she wore it under her dress. Like I can only imagine how much your feet are gonna hurt. So wear some type of slippers. Um I
I'll
don't
be walking
know.
out barefoot by the end of the night.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that. But yeah, I mean, whatever floats your boat.
Well,
If you
here's
want.
the thing though. So like I told you we were dress shopping this weekend, and it was crazy because honestly, everything is so freaking overpriced. Like it was, even like a little hair thingy or whatever was like $75. And I'm like, bro, I could make that. Like it's crazy. So I think that's the part like where I was like, what is a must have that if I'm going to spend money on that I really should invest in? You know what I mean?
Mm. Well, here we got one. A big mistake that I still remember over 20 something years is that I was too busy taking so many photos that I didn't get a chance to enjoy my wedding as much as I would have wanted. So I'm just telling you, make sure you enjoy the dang wedding. Hold on. Enjoy the people, enjoy the dancing, enjoy all of it. And to me, music is one of the most important key elements. Will get your ass to get a DJ. And then of course your bouquet. So yeah, your bouquet. I heard that people don't even throw the bouquets anymore. Like people have been getting rid of that tradition, you know, how throwing it, behind you. And that was the funnest part of the wedding. Like who's getting rid of that?
So we went to a wedding on Saturday. It was one of my kids from the group. It was her sister. And so we know the sister and we know obviously my kid. And so we went and they go to throw the bouquet and it was like a little, like what you said, almost like a handmade bouquet for her to throw. But it was the funniest thing. She goes to finally throw it and it almost goes towards Zyra, my kid from the studio, and she literally does this and moves out of the way so that the bouquet falls to the person next to her. Oh my God, we were dying. We were laughing so hard. I'm like, why did you even go out there? She goes, well, I only went because it's my sister, but I don't want to catch the bouquet. It was so
Oh,
funny.
she's not trying to
So
get
I'm like,
married.
yeah, she's not trying to get married. She's like, not right now.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I would like when we were at weddings, I would be there and I was that kid trying to grab the bouquet, not understanding the tradition behind it. Tell me
Yeah.
why I ran, got that bouquet. Some fat lady fell on me, like literally fell on me and grabbed the bouquet from under my knee, hurt me. My mom was gangster though. Like told my mom said, "Oh no, we ain't doing that." And she went by the lady, snatched that bouquet back. Like she didn't care about the tradition at all. She was more mad that that lady fell on me and hurt me,
Yeah. Yeah.
So so just sharing, don't fall on little kids
Oh
during
my God.
weddings. Mary said, "Yeah, that was the best advice. Stay in the moment. That's good." And then Mary said, "Get a small second bouquet to throw." I agree, and you can make these bouquets too if you're into the DIY and you want to save some money. I made my sisters. I made all the pins. I made all the bouquets. I made two bouquets for her, like her main one and then her second one.
Okay.
So with a bunch of roses and put little like baby breath in between and
Yeah.
there's a lot of DIYs on that. If you want to do that.
I think that is going to be the biggest thing too. What Tamika said too, because we went to a couple quinces where they were so busy, like, oh, photos here, do this, do that. All this stuff was going on that one of the quinces, I didn't even get to take a picture with the girl because they literally were just run, 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 run. And it was like, yeah, this is not like I want to have a set time. Okay, let's take some pictures. And then after that, we're done. Like we just want to have fun. That's really what it's about for us.
Yeah, yeah. And you got a lot of advice, a lot of great tips here and we wish you all the best of luck these next 2 months and blessings because and don't get something's going to go wrong. Let's just be honest,
Yeah.
right? Something will go wrong, just be prepared that it will and keep rolling with the punches. Um, so finally, ladies, I know it's 7:46. Just a friendly reminder, Retreat 2021, September 10th through the 12th. We're going 2 hours away from the city in Michigan. It's cottages, there's beaches. We're gonna have conversation pits. We're gonna have a whole banquet style farm style dinner outside. So I'm trying to do this whole shebang. We're going to have our keynote speaker is Merelda Rodriguez, who is a holistic coach and a I forgot, grief massage therapist. So she talks about the neurological aspect of grief, the physiological. She's going to talk about the nervous system when we do grieving. So I'm pretty excited because I think it's a good way of like, okay, COVID, we've had losses. Let's look at this. Let's look at our body. Let's move forward. Let's celebrate ourselves and look at our wins. Like that's the whole purpose of this retreat this year. So take advantage of it. I promise you, we don't have them all the time. It's every year, and every year it's totally different. We never have the same retreat twice.
I
So
think for 2021, that's going to definitely, or for this past year, it's definitely going to be important because we've all grieved something this year, all of us. Does it? And grief looks a variety of ways for everybody.
yeah, yeah. Thank you for those wise words, Liza. I appreciate that. Um, we have also, I just want to share, Mary. Yes, I had all the issues, I guess, in her wedding. And then Angel said only candid photos, no photo area for photographer, only for selfies. That's cute. A selfie place.
Well, we were thinking about like the little, what are they called? The little
Pop
prop.
up photo things. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That's cute.
that,
That's cute.
that's what I was thinking. So we'll see.
All right. Thank you, Liza. I know, Liza, this is your last show
Yes.
because you're our August co host, but thank you so much for being with us the entire month and having good laugh with us. And just everyone watching, thank you again. You guys are awesome. Do you have any final words or anything you want to promote, Liza, before we sign off?
September Suicide Awareness Month. Check on your strong friends. That's what I always say because even the strongest fall.
Mm, wise words. Thank you so much, Liza. Thank you, everyone, for watching. God bless you guys and talk to you guys soon. Bye.